Hi. First of all, I would like to thanks to the organizer of this webinar on disaster preparedness session, and the topic of the impact of climate change affected to the infrastructure development in ASEAN. My name is Sucharit, representative of Engineering Institute of Thailand. So we would like to present about the status of our infrastructure project development and engineering design in Thailand affected from the climate change phenomena. So I myself would like to discuss present about what is the National Strategic Plan of Thailand and its master plan. Also, we have a climate change master plan, and now we are drafting Climate Change Act, which will affect to the infrastructure development, especially for the large scale one. And then we also, from adaptation plan, we also produce a risk map and adaptive actions that need to be considered. This will also affect to the engineering design of the project in certain area, which we are trying to be more robustness, that infrastructure can be used for multi-purpose and try to use most in the national base and resilient. It can be recovered as fast as we can. So these are topics that I will touch on now. So before we go to the engineering design, I think we have touched that now in Thailand we have a 20-year national strategy in the volume number 5. We call it eco-friendly development and growth. In that session, we also touching about the climate change. So there are two parts. One is a mitigation to reduce the gas emissions. Second one, how to adapt to the extreme cases, which can prevent or reduce losses of damage caused by natural disaster and impact on climate change. So we have been touching about the investment in public and private to be more climate-friendly infrastructure development, and also try to prepare for the response system for this kind of emerging or extreme cases, which now we are facing with COVID-19 is also one of the cases that we are now concerned. So in the master plan, we identify that based on the climate change impact, we need to improve our disaster management system based on the risk level. We would like to incorporate water adaptation with climate change into the normal project development. So these are two main points in the master plan. At the same time, for the promotion, we need some new measure for economic and finance or budget support to implement such schemes. But for the large scale public infrastructure, we concern that we need to analyze and assess the impact assessment starting from the project design phase. So this is mentioned in the master plan. After that, we have the climate change master plan. In the session of the national risk management, we also say that we need to have the risk map for both agriculture and natural disaster to reduce risk and damage. And also improve the early warning system for both agriculture and natural disaster with a good, better communication. So these are the items in the climate change master plan. In order to implement that, now it's a kind of collaborative scheme. But in the near future, we are drafting the Climate Change Act, which now in the adaptation part, we have mentioned that we need to make a better prediction system in order that we can assess the risk. So this identified agency, Thailand Meteorology Department, and National Office of National Environment Board, we take care. So this information we will inform to the concerned party so that they can prevent or mitigate risk of this kind of the natural disaster. There are some rooms that if there are no rules, National Climate Change Policy Board, we consider and ask for the cabinet approval for those cases. Now we have a national adaptation plan, and then we are monitoring. So with this act, the implementation under the law will be more officially enforced for the public infrastructure development. So now, based on the cabinet resolution, we identify that for the large-scale infrastructure development, that needs to be consider climate change impact assessment from the project design phase. So now we set 1,000 million baht, or about $33 million above the large-scale project, need to have this process or one chapter in their feasibility or design phase, and how they're concerned with this impact from the climate change also. And again, we are also now encouraged to have the green procurement so that they can mitigate the greenhouse gas emission to reduce that as much as we can. So these are two things now under the, we call it a promotional recommendation. But in the near future, when we have the Climate Change Act, this will become enforced by law. So from our study, we also make a risk map. We also consider that how much the climate change from the weather conditions like the temperature, rainfall, that will change more. We have certain rate, and also from that area, if the impact is high, so this will render much damage. So we identify the area into 4 zones: zone with higher high impact and high risk, low impact and high risk, low damage and high risk. So there are 4 quadrants that in the future. So these are distributed in a certain area. You can see that in the north, which are mainly a tourist area. In the northeast, in the east, we have a kind of the eastern seaboard. So these are areas that have more sensitive area. So this will based on the for future infrastructure development, and also the structure design may need more consideration when we build or design things like that. So from that, we define in the approach that for those areas with high risk and high impact, so maybe we need new investment for infrastructure, like some dike or even some dam. And design criteria maybe up to now for a city, maybe we may set 25-year return period. But in this high important area, they may raise up to 50-year return period. But of a high risk but low impact, we may just modify our structure that can link to some retention or supplementary design. Maybe we need some heighten the dam that we have, or need more retention. For those for the low risk or high impact, so need some adaptation, side warning system or evacuation area. So that is about the low risk and low impact area. We need only monitoring and inform the people when the disaster comes. So this is an approach for the area-based vision. So when we talk about the area by land use type, so we also define that in the city area, in a municipal area, like in a small city area, and then in rural area, what is a measure? So in the city, now we are trying to mix a measure. We use both polder and then we use a drainage system. Also, we have some retention from the canal or some retention area, and then we zoning in the city area. There are green zone. There are some with red zone. So that we are now improve our infrastructure by give some higher return period design, so from 25 to 50 years return period. But for municipal area outside, maybe we can improve the measure that we already built up, but add more green-based solutions like retention or park, or even some area which less population people can be used as a temporary retention. While in the rural area, the warning system And we also try to make a community plan with in a certain area with a lot of people there. Other outside, we are using more on natural base, for example, retention area, so that they can live without any high damage from the disaster. So these are some samples that we make. You may remember in 2011 we have a big flood. So after that, especially in the Bangkok area, we heightened the dike around the city. So we are using now, say before 25, it now become 50 or 60 years using period based on the last extreme cases. So this is the picture that we are now improving the dike before, and then we make some heightened structure. So these are some samples that we are along the Chapaya, Ratchatabura area. So we heighten all in the city that have the more safe design. In the area outside, yeah. So if we have a certain area, now we heighten our road from that the road can be used as a transport and also can be used as a dike during the flood time. So this is the measure in the municipal area that we can surround those municipal area with a road heightened structure. Again, if we after we make a dike, so we need more pumping capacity. So as we know that in the city, the canal is very limited area, and conveyance capacity sometimes are limited because of the high rain. So we install some, we call it pushing pump in many areas where the section of the canal is smaller than other area. So this capacity pump can increase the capacity of the flow in the encroached area. So this is something that we make a supplementary measure for the city area. Again, we need more retention. So that's why the dredging works in many canals or in the park or in some retention that need to have more area so that water can be stored and retained until we can pump out after the rainfall finish. So these are the measures in the urban and municipal area. For the rural area, now we improve the large retention area that this can store the water. These are multi-purpose. So during the flood time, this will be used as a retention, also help many municipal or city area. So we have this about 14 large LLAs. So we improve the area so that they can store more water, and also we can have the gate and also the pumping facility so that we can lower the water level before the rain comes, and we can also dry the retention after the rain so that they can store for the next. So this one also with the rural area, we shift the cultivation, the rice cultivation, so that people can start the cultivation before, and then it can cultivate before the typhoon comes. So this one, during the typhoon, they also have to store water and can be used for the dry season. And during the store, the government also raise the fish so that the people can also catch a fish for 2 or 3 months time so that they can earn some money. So this is a kind of we call it a multi-purpose retention area in the rural. And in the rural or the community area, we push to have the community water planning so that they can know where the water can store and where the flood is. So we can move the water into the place that they can store water. This water can be used during the dry season also. So this is a way that we call it robustness. And after the flood, we can drain so that they can move back or resilient to do the activity as fast as they can. Again, also we are starting green procurement. Now we are asking a big firm including irrigation department, so that they can choose the material like cement that use less energy and produce low greenhouse emission product. So this is a green provision. We're starting to do like that, so that we can have better clean air and also save the environment. So from here, you can see that in Thailand, we have the National Strategic Plan Climate Change, which already started with the risk map and with some supportive measure for green development and green procurement. We are drafting the Climate Change Act, which on the process of public hearing. It may take another 6 months. So after this finish, we will move this to the Parliament, and this green development and procurement will be the must conditions that at least the government agency have to start and comply. So at the moment, large-scale infrastructure development need to concern and with climate change impact, starting from design phase. So with the risk level, we can look at the risk map. So they can be normal or higher risk, so they can decide the return period appropriately. But inside the area, it depends on the land use. If it's a urban, if it's a municipal, or if it's a rural, we can have a different approach, and the level of design also can be adapt to that area more properly. So these are the things that we are now doing in Thailand and preparing for the Climate Change Act in the near future. We hope that you can understand more about what is the status of the climate change effect to the infrastructure and design in Thailand. Thank you very much.